Hi folks, I hope you're all doing well. We're just looking back at 2025 and a couple of interviews that I done whilst we were down in our Devon Fest, which is a video coming up with a couple of our group, including Dean, and I just thought I'd share it with you. And following this will be the Devon Fest video of last year. Sorry for late content to yourselves, but various things unfortunately got in the way. But anyhow, sit back, enjoy these couple of interviews, and then look forward to you having a look at our Demo Fest of last year, 2025. Right, hi, it's us, it's South Coast Cop Cars here, and forgive the noise in the background, but we are having a bit of a barbecue here down on our Devon weekend, and I thought we'd take the opportunity, as we've done before, is to introduce you to new members to the group, and let them sort of introduce themselves and tell you a bit about their cars. So we've got Bob next to me, and Bob has a Crown Vic at the moment, and maybe Bob, you'd just like to tell us a bit about yourself and your car and how it all came about and what have you.
Yeah, well, obviously my name's Bob. I've always sort of had an inkling of owning an American police car, and I did come down to Port Solent last year, had a chat with yourselves. I was looking to get myself a car. I found that most people, or looking at that particular time, that the cars were quite expensive in the UK, so I thought I'd look to import myself. Although I did find that a lot of people wanted to put you off importing because they said it would probably be easier to get somebody to do that for you.
Yeah.
However, I decided I'd do a bit of investigating. I watched a couple of YouTube videos on importing your own car, and off I went and started the process of importing my Crown Vic as I've got now.
What we'll do, we've got some pictures and things of Bob's Crown Vic, so we'll include them in this. But I think it'd be fair to say, sort of, Bob and I have met up a few times, and Bob's told me the in-depth work he's done on his car, and I've got to say it's a credit to yourself, Bob. It's a very nice Crown Vic, and Bob has taken an awful lot of time and energy and money, which unfortunately all these things do cost, but to produce something that's really something that you can go out to the shows with and be proud of the car that you've got sat there. And I think this is Bob and his dear wife's first trip away with us, South Coast, and it's our first time that we've come away for a whole weekend. Normally it's just been like one night over the Isle of Wight and then on a 2-day event. So we're really pleased that Bob and his dear wife could join us this weekend, and I think you can probably see that being a part of a group rather than just an individual does have some benefits to having the piss taken out of you, but no, we kind of we're there for each other, and we've had our first full day today. We had a lovely cruise earlier in the day, which we've got some video footage of and some pictures, which again we'll include in this. But what really made you sort of think about, I'd like to go the American cop car sort of route, Bob?
Well, I said earlier, it's something I've always sort of looked at and thought, I'd really like to own one of those. But also, before I purchased the car, my daughter Emma, she bought me a birthday present back in January last year, which was an American police car experience. which which unfortunately I didn't take before I bought my Crown Vic, and I've only recently taken in the last couple of months, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think it was just, I've always fancied one. Like I said earlier, I'd looked into it. I thought they were a little bit expensive in the UK, and people would have you believe that to import a car is quite a daunting experience and probably best left to the professionals.
Yeah.
However, me being me, I thought, well, I'll have a look into it. If you do your what's called your due diligence, have a look, see what's what, watch the video. Contacted a dealer in New York about a car I was interested in. Once I sort of sourced the car, I then contacted a shipping agent and said, look, this is what I'm looking to purchase. This is where it is, what can be done. And from there, the process began. And apart from literally paying people at certain points, that's all I had to do. So your NOVA, your notice of vehicle arrival into the UK, all done by the shipping agent. Everything's done by the shipping agent until the vehicle comes off the boat. I then pay to have it taken off the boat. I then go and get it ready for its MOT to, change the headlights, change the rear indicators, etc., etc. Obviously, the biggest thing is obviously paying the tax man.
Yeah, which is painful.
It's painful, but ultimately, at the end of the day, the process is quite simple. And without saying I'm a simple guy, what I'm saying is if I can do it, then pretty much anybody can do it. As long as you understand the steps and you follow the steps and you do every step in order, then no problem at all. And since I've had the car, as you know, it's had a bit of work done to it in terms of paint. Everything's been stripped out inside. All the logos have been redone. I think it's great. It makes me smile, makes the wife smile, it makes people smile on the street.
And I think that's something that probably you've realised today because of the cruise that we went on today, the variety of people that will just suddenly stop still and look and be astonished to see this American cop car on a British road.
Yeah, but even now I feel like smiling because, today we had a good day and people are out there waving. But for me, I think since I've had the car, the best trip that I've had was from the cottages in Southwick out to Milestone.
Yeah, that was...
when we had everybody out on the streets and the amount of people that turned out and they're out there waving. And even then and even today, I said to my wife, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people out there smiling. It just makes their day, makes our day.
Smiles for miles. A terminology I've heard quite a lot.
Smiles, absolutely brilliant. Love it. It's brilliant, and it gets people talking to you as well. And obviously, you get the young kids wanting their photograph taken.
Yeah, sure.
You get the adults who are interested in what you're doing and how you did it. There's a lot of standing around and chatting to people, but you're getting to meet people that you wouldn't normally.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and the event that Bob was referring to, you would have seen that before this video. Although again, I apologise that we are quite a bit behind, but with work commitments and things, unfortunately, it's a case of just trying to fit things in when you can. But the event Bob's on about was the VE Day celebrations that we were very, very fortunate enough to participate in, and as you would have seen from that video, it was a tremendous atmosphere. It was really, really superb, and I think that just goes to show that you could go out and buy a Ford Mustang and go to these shows, but I don't think you get quite the same buzz as if you turn up in one of these American cruisers. And I think it's also important to realise is that, Bob quite rightly made the decision that, I can do this myself. Just need a little bit of guidance from various parties. I can do this myself. And trust me, if you get a chance to see Bob's car live, as it were, come and have a look around it, because the work that Bob's done on the car, you can see just from that the passion that Bob has for the car and for the cop car community. It's something that we all laugh and joke around, but it certainly does give you a buzz factor.
You can say that again.
And part of this weekend, as most of you know, we've been planning this. Dean, Sharon and I spoke about it at the very beginning of the year, which is when we normally, the three of us, sit down and look to see what's going on in the year and then make some decisions. And this was something that we felt we really wanted to do. And I think we've got another day to go yet before we have a cruise back homewards, which for Bob and I, we are actually fairly close to each other, whereas some of the others that are with us over this weekend, sort of, you're talking sort of Brighton way, you're talking West Sussex, you're talking the other side of Oxford up towards Reading. So we've come from various areas to come together for this weekend, and I think, what would you put it as your first sort of weekend away with the club? Is it kind of something you would say to other people if you get a chance next year to come along? That is something you ought to think about?
Yeah, I think, of course. I'd obviously say to people, come along, because you're sharing your passion with like-minded people for a start. We had a bit of a giggle last night, and we're having a bit of a giggle tonight. I mean, there's a lot of time when you're sort of like out on the road and you're going from place to place, and you just think, it's a bit of a day. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if you have a passion for it, which we do, and you can rub that passion off with other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can share experiences with other people, as we've done over the last couple of days. Yeah, it's brilliant. And we obviously look forward to next year, but obviously we've got a weekend away coming up shortly over the Isle of Wight, so we're looking forward to that as well. I would say to anybody who's thinking about buying or looking to get into the cop car scene, if you're interested, you can drop me a message on Facebook, and I'll respond if you want to know anything about importing and how I imported it and any costs involved, and I'm more than happy to share that.
Well, that's
more
great.
Than happy to share that as well. And again, then a lot of people say this a lot of the time, and you sort of like think, really? But it is true. If I can do it, then pretty much anybody can do it. It's quite a simple process to do.
And I think also as well is, I mean, obviously, you know what my background is. So for me, these cars is something that I've been very fortunate enough to drive professionally. But I've got to say, then it was a professional job, and you didn't kind of realise how lucky you are really to be driving around in these American cars. Whereas now I'm out with people like Bob and the other members of the group, it's a different feeling.
But these are cars that have lived a life. These aren't lookalike cars. These are genuine ex-active police cars. So each car would have a story to tell. Each department will have a story to tell. I've kept my car in the original Boston police colours because I feel that's, rather than go LAPD, I've kept mine in the Johnston colours. And again, these cars have had a life. There's, it'd be great if you could get all that history and know who's been in the back of that car, what events it's turned up to. But we're keeping that going here in the UK, and a lot of police departments in the States are, supportive of that as well. So it's all good, and we're keeping that alive here.
And the nice thing is obviously Gordon County, where my cars come from, there are up to 9 of their cars down in the UK. And I'm very, very fortunate that the department have recognised me as the person that's kind of pushed it along on their behalf here in the UK. And today, finally, we got to meet up with Ashley, that we've been trying to do for over 2 years now, and Ashley has the sister car to my car, and he joined us today, which was nice to see. And he's a young lad, but you could just talking to him, the same passion is there. It's not got a cop car. It's none of that. He wants to keep his car as it is, and for me, it's quite a proud thing today, the fact that we managed to do that, and I've shared that experience today with my friends in
in our little family community that we have. So Bob and I are just going to go off now and finish off beers and everything else, and probably get ourselves in a bit more trouble.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Certainly me, anyway. I don't know about you, Terry, but definitely me.
I stay under the radar. I do, mate. There's a reason for that. But no, so we'll put up some pictures of Bob's car so you can see what it's like. And for those that are interested, Bob's very kindly already said, if you'd like to know a little bit more about the process that Bob's gone through, if you get in touch through the group, then we can pass you on to Bob, and then Bob can give you his responses to how the process was for him, and perhaps any pointers that could help anybody else. So cheers, Bob.
Thank you very much, Terry.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Doggies Wallies.
Yeah.
I don't know what of it, but I've got to try and make it look good.
Yeah, I've just done mine. So right, here we are then, everybody. Dean has joined me on the sofa. Excuse the expression.
As we like to put it, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I just want to say something that kind of I've had to say a few times now, and I think it's really quite important now to say it again, is Dean and Sharon put a lot of effort into creating these events that we go to, and at the beginning of the year, myself, Dean and Sharon have been sitting down looking at what we can do, and we've been putting it out there. We're still getting people saying, I want invited to that. Dean sends out an email to everybody that wants it. So please, people, if you want to attend these events, just let us know. Then we can make the arrangements for that to happen. So here we are, buddy. My goodness me. Beginning of the year, we sat down and we sort of said, wouldn't it be nice to have a little weekend away somewhere?
Yes. Yeah.
What the hell have we done?
Seemed like a good plan at the time.
So, as you know, we are down in Devon for a long weekend, and it's something that Dean and I have spoken about
since middle of last year.
Yeah. And it's come off.
Yes. We're actually here.
We're here. And to track back on what I've just said, you could have been here with us.
Yes. Definitely.
But mate, I mean, come on. This is, for us, we're still only in June.
Yeah.
And here we are. June for the club has been incredibly busy.
Yeah.
But just been saying to Bob, smiles for miles. You can't beat it.
I know. I mean, things have got bigger and better and bigger and better. And this was, as we both originally sort of spoke about, was quite optimistic, having sort of done one night last year, and 4 nights was a bit of a handful.
Yeah.
But it was something we thought we could get away with and do, and we're halfway through, and I must admit there's been so much laughter. We've had some great results with the car, some great feedback with the people we've been dealing with, but moreover, the people that have been with us have had a bloody good time. Yeah.
And again, as per the interview with Bob, you can hear that in the background.
Yes.
And to be fair, it would be wrong to try and do this in total silence, because that's part of the atmosphere of what, as a club, we like to try and create, is like-minded people. We're like a small little family of our own, and we're here having a time of our life, having a right old laugh, and chilling out.
Yeah,
which has been quite important, really.
Yeah, I think it's
Dean, very passionate, as I said before, about this whole cop car thing, and I kind of look at it slightly different from Dean, because obviously, as you know, what my background is, those that follow us. So for me, this for me is just bringing back memories. And there's an event that we went to last week that actually really did bring a little bit of a lump in my throat, because, as most of you know, my car is in dedication and memory of my dear dad. And one of the things Dad really liked was air shows. And we were very lucky that we were at Abingdon last weekend, and hopefully by now you'll have seen that video when this one comes out. And we were given the privilege, I think is the right phrase, to make use of the runway that was there.
Yes.
And
yes, it was definitely a privilege.
It was a privilege, yes.
Entertainment, yeah. It was a privilege.
But for me personally, there was, and I've not told anybody this yet, but for me, I was the fourth car along, and I had Paul behind me. But as soon as we got on that first run, and I just felt my dad in the car saying, "Go on, Nipper, give it some welly." And although the gearbox issue, I gave the car as much well as I thought was safe to do so.
Yeah, was a plan.
And I must admit, for a few moments, I was getting these little flashbacks of when I was out in these for real.
Yeah.
And to see you guys sort of coming down on the second and third thing, coming down the opposite side of the runway to myself, it was almost like I was back doing that thing where groups of you are off to apprehend somebody. So for me, it was really good. The car performed really well. Dean was influenced, I don't know who by, but influenced to go and chase down the Mustang that kind of thought he was the doggies, what's it's. He kind of decided that fight was not going to happen, didn't he?
No. I also had a little voice in my ear saying, go and get him, Dean, which initiated it, and then the chase was on. We were a good 100-yard disadvantage, but we didn't let that worry us.
No. Then we had some fire trucks that decided to try and give us a run for our money, but I think they kind of decided after the first 50 yards that actually
we won't bother anymore.
It ain't happening. But we did. However, for a moment we thought we were on an army training ground, because there was a tank decided to come towards us.
Admittedly, we may not have been in the right place. However, it was an entertainment seeing a tank coming towards 5 police cars, and he did our first pull over.
He did,
which I was quite impressed
I think
with.
He was more scared of the fact that we were coming.
I think it was more of a shock than anything else. But,
Then we decided to test out the undergrowth.
Yes,
which was quite exciting.
And the cars go nicely through.
Every now and again, I saw the top of someone's light bar in front of me. I thought, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we got our own track, which is the most important thing.
Yeah. But the point I think I'm kind of coming around to is the fact that for us, these weekends where we're out with the cars, for all of us, it's a chance for us to, excuse the pun, but let our hair down, have some fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy the cars for what they're meant to be enjoyed for. Which brings me on to a slightly different angle. There's been lots of conversations going on about the do's and don'ts of the law. I'm not going to go into it right now, because if you don't know what you can and you can't do on public roads in these cop cars, then you shouldn't own a cop car. I think that's
agreed. I'm totally
pretty fair.
100% behind you on that one.
Yeah. So I just want to point out that there are some things that have come to our attention. Fortunately, as a club, we're pretty hot on that, to be fair. And I will not mince the words. If you're a dickhead, you won't be in the club for long.
Yeah, I think as a group, we have to set the example and set the standard, and that's what I like for us to do. Wherever we go and whatever we do, we have to have that standard just a little bit above just the average Joe on the street. It may have an excuse as to I don't know, where we all have that sort of that wealth of knowledge that everybody brings to people like yourself, which is really, really useful, because that knowledge that we haven't got, you obviously supplement when you support it. But it's about having a good time, doing it safe, and being able to go home at the end of the day saying, you know what, that was a great day, I'm looking forward to the next event. And that's where it needs to be. If it's anything other than that, then you're not quite getting it right.
No.
To be honest with you.
And it would be fair to put out there now that there are police forces around the UK that are now beginning to watch these groups. So Dean and I often chat about this subject, and we're pretty clear which direction we're going in.
Yes, definitely.
And if members of our club choose not to follow that direction, then they're free to leave. I think would be a nice way to put it.
We police our own group, and I think that's the most important thing. Again, I want this group to continue to grow as you do. There's more that we've got planned for it, and there's a lot more excitement from next year. We thought last year was good. This year is just outstanding. Next year we're going to build on top of that again. Got a few more plans set up for that. So,
and just to sort of, again, a little backtrack a bit. We're actually staying in, I can say it, it's not publicity as such. We're staying in Devon Cliffs down in Exmouth and Devon, which we've stayed over for the weekend. We've all got caravans and things here that we're staying in. But going back to about what you can, what you can't do, or what we prefer people to do or not do, we're on private ground here. It's a holiday camp. So when we left to go out there this morning, right up until we got the other side of their gate, we had the lights on. And the response from people staying here, there was people even saying last night, I'll get up early in the morning if you're leaving about 8 o'clock, or we'll come and watch you off. And my goodness me, we had people.
And we did.
We had people there. But the minute we were on a public road, that was it, bang. So from Dean's point of view, from my point of view, from everybody in the club's point of view, if we can just be a little bit mindful of our actions, because we are being watched, things that you post on social media, something you're not sure about, contact either Dean or myself and say, is it okay for me to put this up? And we can have a look at it, and if we say, don't take it personally, it's just, it might cause the club a bit of an issue that we'd rather avoid having. It's very simple. I do apologise, as I have already several times. I am quite a bit behind with the videos uploading, but that's just unfortunately life at the moment with work commitments and
in fairness,
everything else.
We've got fairly heavy work commitments, and club-wise, we're just doing something every minute of every week and hour that we're not working. So in all fairness, you can't expect everything on those sort of levels all the time, because there's just not enough hours in the day. And we do 2 different events, 2 different venues, 2 different locations every weekend, and some can be near Reading, some can be near Eastbourne, some can be near Devon. So, and that's literally in the last 4 times we've been out. So so that's we have been quite busy, to say the least. So keeping that up to date.
I think for the future of the club, we're kind of, I think it would be fair to say we're an extremely established club now. We've got some very, very good foundations that are down. We're out here tonight, and we've got the gazebo up. We've got our South Coast Cop Cars banner up. We're letting people know we're about, and I think with our group members, I think it's something you should be proud of. Dean and Sharon work extremely hard behind the scenes. I know what they're doing because we communicate, but and I'm very privileged to be part of the admin team. But Dean and Sharon do work extremely hard behind the scenes to make things happen. And occasionally Dean might call me and say, "What do you think of this?" or "What do you think of that?" But overall, I just think, for me personally, I want to thank Dean and Sharon for all the hard work that they do. I certainly see it. I don't think all our members do.
No, it can be hard work sometimes. You just need commitment from people and enthusiasm, and everybody puts their bit in. Even the guys that turn up today. I mean, everybody's been out today. Everybody's had a great laugh today. Everybody's had a great chuckles this evening. We had a good laugh last night. And that's the bit that they bring to it, and the bit that we bring to it is that we make sure that they're in the right place at the right time to do that, which is more important than anything else. So.
I mean, for those that haven't come out with us before, we kind of have a bit of a routine. Whereas Dean and Sharon will go off in the front, and normally kind of stay behind that, but at the back, try and keep the stragglers together as best we can. CB working or not, but also for me, because of my background, I'm a little bit more aware of the surroundings, what's going on. So if I see idiots behind us, then I can...
Easy to do with 3 or 4 cars, not so much with 10, as we've had to cope with just recently.
Yeah. But I think the important thing is, as well, though, is when people come out, it's not a case of you just have to turn up. We kind of would like some input as well, as I've asked a million times, for our events, and you've been there, if you want to send me the videos and the photos, it makes life a little bit easier for me, because I can't always get the cameras out, because if I'm on my own, it's very difficult to video when we're driving along. Fortunately, this weekend, we've kind of set up some arrangement in the car, which we've tried out, which we think has worked. So we videoed some of the stuff that's been going on, but we do need your input into the things we're doing as well. And Dean, myself and Sharon, we're very, very open-minded to suggestions. If you've got a suggestion, even if it's an event happening locally to you, if you don't tell us, we don't know about it.
Definitely need the input with events. The more events we've got, the more choice we've got, the more places we can go.
Absolutely.
And the more people we can bring to it, which is,
And the important thing is I'm very fortunate at the moment with work and things. I've been available pretty much every weekend. I'm a little bit more restricted this year because of holiday, because I'm trying to keep that for something that we're doing at the end of the year, which that's another story. But how many shops are we? 3, wasn't it?
There's 3 shops,
Anyhow, we're just
those will be videos coming to you at some point in time in the near future.
There will be.
Yes.
Yeah, might be from a hospital bed, but we'll get them to.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
But we're kind of, we're in June. We've still got 4 months, 5 months.
4 months at least
of the season. I'm still, as you all know, battling a little bit with the car. That will get sorted, but I'm out enjoying the car. And sorry if you've just seen people walking past, but we're sat in the caravan at the moment, out of the breeze to record this. But I think today, as I mentioned with Bob, for me a bit of a proud moment, because after 2 years of trying to catch up with young Ash with his Gordon County car, which is actually the sister car to mine, they came off the production line one after another and went both into service on exactly the same day, came out of service exactly the same day as well, which is quite an achievement. But we were just chatting with Ash today, and he sort of chucked out a few events that happened down this way, so again it might be something that sometime in the future we could have a look at and think, actually that might work for another weekend away or whatever. So if you throw the ideas at us, we can look at it.
Because also this time, sort of last year, when we were in the Isle of Wight, and we actually had that one night away, we had that one discussion and saying, well, this could be an idea, see if we can put something together, and we came up with the plan and put it together, and now we're halfway through it already, and wow, what a few days away. Always difficult when you put in people that have got a common interest in the same place, in the same trip, and then sort of the mix is there. But I think everybody is actually sort of we congregate every evening. Everybody's having a real chuckle. Nobody minds actually having a mickey taken out. No. We've got the common interest, but the common interest at the moment, we spend more time laughing than we have talking about cars. So I think,
and I think that's quite important as well, though, because you know this as well as I do. Life can be pretty bloody stressful nowadays, and I think if you've got a release valve like we have, my goodness me, it helps.
Oh, definitely.
I remember saying to Dean last weekend, I like a week's time, but Christ, that's going to go quick. And as you've just said, we're halfway through this already. And it's kind of bloody hell.
Suddenly, yeah. But that's from one conversation, and now we've got 7, 8 cars down with us. We're all mixing together, having drinks together, having great fun together, having a great time. Yeah. And that's that's taking it just from just meeting on a show day to another level where you're actually spending time together and in each other's company, and it's all about having a good time. I think that's why the groups got bigger. It's because as time's gone on, people come into it. Some people move on to someone else, but we've actually grown the group bigger and bigger and bigger. And we've got now that family sort of feel. It's got bigger and bigger. And we've got more people we can call on. And we're having weekends where you're doing 7, 8, 9, 10 cars, and you've got lists of people now. You can say, well, that person will come and that person will come, because they're having a good time. It's not just sitting in a field behind your car, chatting to the odd person going by. It's all about the actual enjoyment of the whole thing.
And that's really important, because I think if we weren't getting this enjoyment, it's a very expensive hobby.
Definitely,
and I think one of the things that only recently somebody at my place of employment, who's kind of in and around whether they might like to get into this sort of game, I said to them that don't think it's going to be a cheap outing, because it's not. These cars do cost money to run and to maintain, but the smiles for miles, I was saying to Bob, you can't beat it.
No,
today's a typical example, wasn't it? We're at another holiday camp today to meet up to do a cruise. We're back there tomorrow, but when we were leaving there to go to the cruise, it was almost like lines of people.
I was quite impressed with the fact they put us at the front to actually release the actual the carnival flag, which is superb. And it showed, because you created such an atmosphere as you were leaving. It was great for everybody, which is really cool.
And one thing I will point out, we were on private land,
and we're asked to do so.
Exactly, we were encouraged to kind of make a bit of spectacular exit from the place. I think we've pretty much done that.
I think we nailed it. To be honest, I was lucky. I had one of the directors in my vehicle, literally, and we were sort of at the front vehicles, and she was most impressed with the exit and the going around and the public's reaction to us, and in all fairness, wherever we went, and then even on the cruise that we went on later, most of us did, but
well, we ended up in Paynton, but
it's a slightly different route, but it works. But the point being is that the general public, no matter what you do, you see the general public there, they stop, they turn, they wave, people stop on the road to talk to you, people stop on the curb to talk to you.
One thing I will just add into this, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but to the certain gentleman in the high-vis in Dawlish that decided to have a little chat with us, stick to civil enforcement, that's like people chucking it on the floor and things like that, because the rest of it, mate, it's gone right over here. I just thought I wanted to say that.
No, I understand exactly where you're coming from. That, well said.
So I think we're out again next weekend. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, Motorfest next weekend. It's on one, and it's a country show. We've got invites to. We've been asked to do that, and they asked us back again this year. We went there last year, and they placed us in the entrance way, because we made such an impact with the public, and they saved the spaces just for that sort of fact. So, and the Motorfest was because we were seen at the Concord Classics interacting with the Hampshire Police and all the white guys, which they were so impressed they actually contacted us direct to get us to go there to take, which I think we're taking 8 or 9 cars again to that.
The strange thing is again, this whole thing about weapons and stuff like that to be worn. As a club, we're kind of, again, we police that quite well, I believe. Future videos to come, you may well see members of the group with replicas in their holsters. I'll tell you now, before you even see those videos, so it's, the keyboard warriors can turn off the keyboard. We've got permission.
Permission's been granted on all the venues that we actually go to. We ask first, and if we take it that it's not allowed unless we get somebody to say definitely yes. And with tomorrow's event, it's a definite yes.
Yeah.
And next week's event, again, a definite yes, because those venues have actually, we've asked the question and are happy for us to do that. As long as weapons aren't removed from they're good with that, and they think it'll be helpful with the public, because they want us to put on a good show for the public.
Of course,
so,
And just sort of adding to that, obviously with my background, one of the reasons that kind of people say about keeping the weapon in the holster is the law is a bit of a grey area to a certain degree. If I just very quickly, briefly explain the consequences of a gun not being in that holster. It happens back last year in a place called Wells. Have you ever heard of that place?
Vaguely.
They get everything free down there.
Yes,
prescriptions, everything. It's all free. But anyhow,
the old car show.
Yeah, there was somebody not in this group that was seen carrying a firearm. And a young lad was scared because he saw a gun. That consequently led the parents to speak to the local police, which in turn activated quite a fierce response from the police force involved, where I actually was contacted and I had to intervene and try and squish that from happening again. Unfortunately, all I will say is those people are no longer a connection to myself or to South Coast Cop Cars, but that's as simple as it can be. If a gun's removed from a holster and a member of the public feels threatened by it, you have opened a bag of worms. So when Dean says to people, we've been asked to wear guns, but they must remain in the holster, that's the reason why. It's very simple. And it's something I know Dean and myself will be watching. And if we have anybody that's in our group that tends to be a little bit silly, we're quite good at pulling people to one side and have a little chat, aren't we, mate?
I think if you inform people the right way and you explain it the right way, we're not sort of coming down heavy-handed on people. It's just a case of education. As long as you've got the right idea and the right attitude, everybody has a good time. Because the last thing we want to do is be out there just having to police things and dropping on people from an altitude because they don't do this. That's not what this group's about.
No.
We talk to each other, we have the discussion, everybody understands the reason behind it, and then we don't have an issue. And that way we don't have a problem to deal with.
Exactly. But I will say, if that problem does arise, then we'll deal with that.
Yes,
accordingly.
Without a doubt,
and thankfully, we've never had to do that.
No.
Because we've kept things on a nice even keel. Everybody understands the reasons why. And if we say no guns or no lights, no sirens, this is it. It's as simple as that. No. And I think that just proves how professional the club is as well.
All those tools that the lights, the sirens, the weapons, the duty belts are all things that we can use within what we do to either entertain the public or
Sorry for the interruption of the interview with Dean. Unfortunately, battery failure in the microphone. So I hope it didn't spoil your listening. Thanks, and catch you all soon.